Vanagonetics, it's Ken Wilford here at Vanagon. Seems like I'm always having to crouch for these videos, but whatever. Maybe I'll get shorter the next time around. We've got our piston ready to go back into the motor here. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So, as I said, we popped our piston in here where we have pushed it all the way through so that now the bottom section is exposed. You turn the engine over so that your rod is as far out as it can get. Okay, this is one of the easier ones. So this is cylinder number 1. As I said, it's towards the back of the engine. You want to install these rear ones first because they're very easy to get to, and there really isn't any way to get to them once the front side ones are put on. So you definitely want to have the rear side ones, put them on first, or at least per side. So like this other side, I actually did both already. It's not going to hurt anything. It's a little bit more of a pain, but whatever. I wanted to get one side done. So now we're putting this side in. We push the cylinder in. The flat spot here is facing towards the center, like I said. And you kind of use the head studs to just hold it up while you're doing this, okay? So let me see if I can kind of zoom in now a little bit since we're going to be just focused right there. Let me just go down a little bit here and zoom in. Okay. I just want you guys to see as much as you can see here. And you know, I'm here, but you don't really need to see me that much. You want to see this stuff. Okay. So, see the piston, putting it in here. We're letting it go all the way in until you can feel the rod, right, is centered in there. If you want to stick your finger in the hole and kind of feel that it's at the exact right angle. So then when you put the piston pin in, right, this thing, it just slides in there. That's the whole goal. So you're not going to be able to see it that much, but you just want to start the piston pin in the hole here. You can actually do this one with it off of the car too if you want. Like, in other words, you could pull this out, get this pin in here, you know, start it in here, which is probably smart. Okay, there we go. Shunk. It started shunking in there. So now it's like in up to this point. Now you don't want it in so that it's going in where, you know, the rod's going to be, but it's in up to that point. Okay, you can do this for the rear ones. You can't do it for the front ones, but you know what? As much cheating as possible. And you know what else I forgot to do? I was fixing to put this in. I didn't put the O-rings on. All right, hold on. Let me pause and I will do that real quick. I feel stupid now. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Definitely don't put them in without the O-rings getting put on. Believe me, you're going to be hating life if you do that. Alright, so we got our O-rings. Normally, you've got a green one and a black one. This particular kit I just got, it has 2 black ones, so I'm going to tell you how to do that. The thicker of the 2 is going to go on the base, and the thinner one is going to be on the top. And so you basically just, you know, you can put a little bit of oil on it to lubricate it. You basically just make sure at least this bottom one is on here, because if you don't put this bottom one on and make sure it's nice and seated in there, you're going to be hating it. I almost did a major blooper here in front of all you guys by doing that. Then I took it back apart, and who knows when I would have caught it. I could have had the motor all put back together and then realized, oh crap, these O-rings are sitting here on my computer keyboard. That would have sucked. Okay, so, but we didn't do that. Ha ha ha. That was a big YouTube trick to clickbait or something. All right, so, yeah, okay. You want to be super organized as you're doing this. The problem I'm having right now is doing these videos. It's distracting me a little bit. Okay, so normally I would be in the zone. I'd be listening to my radio shows that I listen to. I like old time radio shows. And just chilling here doing this stuff. and thinking about all these motor thoughts in my brain instead of thinking about words to say to you guys. But I want you guys to be able to come along and learn how to do this. So once you have your O-rings on and you got this piston pin started, then you want to get it into your rod end here, which can be easy or it can be hard. And it wasn't too bad, okay? So I went ahead and cleaned out, you know, where the piston pin goes in the rod, also with some Scotch-Brite and stuff. I got it pushed down in here by hand pretty far. It's sliding in there pretty easily. And then the last little bit, I'm gonna get out this brass piece here, just so I can push it, because it goes in, like it kind of goes in below the surface of it, so there's no real way to do it without using some kind of tool to push it in there with. Alright, so now I've got the piston pin put in. I got to put in this other circlip. Like I said, I left the other one back here on the back side. That was in there already, so when I push the piston pin in, it goes up against it. Boom, that's one less to worry about. Now we just have to put this one in, get that in the hole, and then we can make sure it's seated properly and everything. And then this piston will be pretty much installed. So I have a full set of circlip pliers. That is a good thing to have. Multiple, like, you know, where they're going on multiple angles and different things. It's just smart because you never know what angle you're going to need these things to be on. It always seems like they're on an angle where you can't get to them easily. So I used these ones that have like a 90 degree or almost 90 degree. It got it in there, but it was still like a little bit not all the way seated. Then I used this flathead screwdriver, go in here and just push on it just a little bit. It finished snapping in place. Then once it's all the way in there, I can kind of confirm that it's seated by taking a pick that comes with this kit also, a straight pick like this, going in the hole here, and you just grab like where the snap ring pliers would normally go, and you just turn it. And if it turns like super easily, and you can feel that it's seated in there, then it's done. And so that's what it's doing. I just turned it like 90 degrees, seated in there perfectly. So now it's time to put piston number 1 back in here where it goes. Just kind of rock it a little bit, get it past right the skirt part, and then it's in. Okay, so that is how you install that piston. We got one more left, and this is the fun part. I'm going to try to film this also, and I guess you guys can come along. I don't know how long it's going to take, because I will tell you that this one here is going to be a pain in the butt. So as you're turning your engine, so on this one and this one over here on the other side, basically a similar thing. The only way to access your piston pin is through this hole right here. And there's a similar hole on the other side where the water pump lives. Okay, let me zoom out. Okay. It made a beep. I don't know what that's about. So over here there's a hole also. That's the only access you have to get the piston pin in on both sides. And to say that it could be tricky is kind of an understatement. So you want to keep turning the engine until the piston pin hole lines up with this. As you're turning it, it's going to try to push out another cylinder. You don't really want it to let it do that too much. So you turn it a little bit, and then whatever cylinder, like here it's trying to push out number 4, you just push it back in real quick. Because you don't want to let this other cylinder go out so far and then it gets past the rings and then undoes all your good work. Alright, so I got it turned and turned. As I'm turning it, I'm feeling this. It's still not quite all the way there yet. Turn this a little bit more, and you can feel when you're turning it, is it going out, is it going in? Okay, you want it to go out until it's in this hole right here. Yeah, it's almost at the top of its travel on this side. The other side, it was more kind of in between. Like on this side, it doesn't go all the way out. But on this side, it seems like it's pretty much at the top of its travel. Okay, I can see the piston pin right here. I've got, you know, your friend and mine, cylinder number 2, ready to go in. Got the thing in it just to, you know, kind of pre-game a little bit. But I have to take that back out. Let me do that. There we go. Because the only way for this to go in is for that pin to not be in there. So again, we've got our flat spots here. We've got our arrow in here pointing towards the rear flywheel. Just want to make sure of all that stuff. I didn't. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to do it again. Let me go get those O-rings one more time, kids. This time with feeling. Okay. This should be on the blooper reel. Get our O-rings again. Like I said, I'm slightly distracted by doing this in video format. Usually it would just be in my brain format only. This one I had already took the O-rings out, already cleaned things, ready to rip here. Somebody's calling me on the phone. I could be making a multi-$1,000 sale. But you know what? I'm here dedicated to teaching you guys stuff, training y'all. Right? That's what it's all about. Okay. I got this in here. Seems to be doing good. Hold on. I might have to do a little thing here. I thought that was all nice and clean. There's one spot to go over. Oh my God. Crap, there's some dirt right here. There we go. So when you put this in, I mean, you want to just make sure, as you look at it, you can see, you know, does it look like it's in there flat and straight? I cleaned this out, I thought, but there was a little lump of something in there. Now you're looking at it, it looks perfectly good. See, I almost didn't fix that because I'm on video and stuff, right? And I don't want to hold up the video. But, you know, at the same time, I want to do this junk right. Alright, so, this little O-ring on there. I don't know how much you guys can see all this stuff because I was kind of setting this up for the piston install, but you know, whatever. Okay, so now, so let's try again. Put this down here. Like I said, we're using the engine cylinder head studs to kind of cradle this thing. So now you put your finger in the hole, you pick up on this rod, make sure that it starts going in there properly. And you can kind of put your finger in here. The tricky part is, it would have been nice if there was something in the piston itself that would hold it at the exact right position so that when you go to put this in, it just goes right in. But that's not really what happens, okay? You try to start putting this in, and stuff starts moving around, and then you have to kind of fiddle-dee-dee with stuff. So thankfully that's going in there real nice. We got that into the piston itself. Now, can you see this? I'm going to use this really skinny It's like a Torx screwdriver. And this is going to let me go up and down and do some stuff with this rod if I need to. And I probably should also get my pen light to be able to look at stuff on there. Alright, let me pause it and I'll be back for that. Alright, I zoomed in a little bit so you can kind of try to see some stuff. I don't think you really can, but when I look through this hole here with my flashlight, like I said, having a nice pen light is good to have. I can see that the piston rod has dropped down so that it's not lining up properly. So I have to put this little thin thing through here, put it under the rod, get it up where I want it to be, and then also at the exact same time, right, which is hard to even see with this tool in here, I'm going to be pushing on this to try to get it to seat in the hole. And really doing it is a matter of experience and luck and everything else, because this is the hardest part of doing this, is putting in these two front side piston pins. It's very not, what do you want to say, oh, something just happened right there. It's not easy, I'll say that much for it. It kind of feels like it's starting, but then it's not starting, and blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'm looking in here right now. I don't really see any reason why it shouldn't start, so maybe just wiggling it a little bit. Up and down, back and forth. It's kind of going a little bit. But you just keep pulling with this, and eventually it'll go in there and be at the proper angle. You know, there might be a slightly easier way of doing it, which is to have this engine on a stand that can rotate. And then so you could kind of turn the whole engine like this, and then gravity would make the rod kind of stay kind of where you want it, but then it's going to be pulling down on this at the same time. So I'm not totally convinced that that's really worth doing, to be honest. But that's pretty much how to do this. I'm going to sit here and leave the camera running, you know, while I try to massage this thing in here and mess with it a little bit. Oh yeah, it's in there. It's doing it. Look at that. That's a miracle, guys, I'm telling you. Doing this right here is usually 20 minutes or more of frustration zone 6,000%. But the YouTube, whatever, has smiled upon us here today, because it went together really easily, and the other side went together real easily also. And I was just, wow, I was like so shocked how easily the other side went together. And now I'm just trying to get this piston pin to go all the way in and be in far enough so that I can put the clip on, give it a couple more love taps here. And you can kind of hear it when it's going, getting all the way seated in. The tone kind of changes. And now it's all the way in there. You can feel the lip where the thing goes, where the clip goes. Here's Mr. Clip. I'm already in a kneeling down position, which is good because, you know, a lot of prayer is helpful in this. working on this thing, believe me. If you're not a person of prayer, you're going to become one before this is through here. Because doing this job is, you need some help from above. Alright, so, this is in there. Get it back out. So you have to go in with some straight ones here. Alright, so that's in there. Let me tap it in all the way with this. Now we clicked in there, just like we want. We get our special tool here, which is just like an ice pick type thing. You just turn this a little bit. Let me see if I can get that on film for you guys, just so you know what I'm talking about. So we've got our, yeah, you can kind of see it. We've got our I can actually turn the motor back a little bit too. Maybe you can see it better that way. Okay. We've got our clip in here. We take this stabby stabber, is a technical term for it. Put that in the clip, and we just kind of rotate it around. And my hand's in the way. We rotate it. You can see the clip holes now. And if it rotates easily, it's seated in there properly. And it is rotating nice and easily. And I can see that it's in there. Alright, so let me back this off. So miraculously on camera, we have captured something that, like I said, is normally can be, multi-hour fight. But to be honest, this motor, I hate to say it, it's been going together pretty easy. Now again, this is just the top, what you might call a top end rebuild, because we've only really done, we haven't split the case. We did everything, pistons, we're going to do new heads. I would do new pistons normally, but these ones were super duper nice. And OEM stuff is nice, so why not? So now we're ready to put our heads back on. I'm going to film that but I'm only going to put that video up for the people that are members to watch. So I have footage of that. I have footage of a bunch of other work that I was doing here. I just let the camera run. And I'm going to put some music to it or something. If you're going to be a member, you can get to see behind the scenes videos and stuff. That's going to be one of your benefits. So I'm going to put that up for the members. Again, so far I don't have any members. That's going to be a benefit of becoming a member, is to be able to see behind the scenes stuff and things, to be able to have bragging rights. When I do a video, I'll say your name on here. And I'll probably do some special things, show people some stuff. Like, again, if you're a member and you want to suggest, like, Ken, I really want to see how you did this or how you did that, I might make a special video just for you and put it on the member thing so that only you and other members can see it. Because, you have to have benefits to being a member. Okay, a member has its benefits, right, or whatever they say. So that's it for this video, guys. We've got our 2 pistons installed. We showed you how to do that in real time on both of these. I did a little cut there, but that was just to talk on the phone. So please like, share, subscribe. Please become a member. You can get some benefits out of that. And like I said, we're going to see you on the next video. So my next project, and once I get this all put back together, I am going to do a couple more videos on this motor, replacing the front and rear main seals. But I think we're almost done with this engine because I did head gaskets and head replacements before. So like I said, I'm going to put that up on the members thing if they want to see that. But please like, share, subscribe. We have a whole nother engine sitting over here that we're going to totally overhaul, pull the case apart, pull everything out, all the guts, all the intricals and everything else. Clean it, mic it. We're going to do all that stuff on video. But it takes some support from viewers like you. I don't have a Doctor Who mug to give you, but I can give you behind the scenes videos. I can do some different things for you guys as members. Please join us, okay? So that's it, guys. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next video.